Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are looking at a seriously profound paradigm shift in software development right now. If you've been following the evolution of developer tools, you know things are moving fast. But what we're digging into today maps out a wild, hypothetical future for Claude Code that pretty much rethinks everything. We're talking about abandoning the familiar command line and leaping straight into an era of complete system governance. So let's just get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this with a quote right from our source material that really sets the stakes here. The distinction between writing code and governing systems has entirely dissolved. Seriously, just think about what that actually means for your day-to-day reality. For decades, right, the fundamental atomic unit of a developer's job has been writing lines of code. But what we're looking at here suggests a future where that specific task, the literal manual typing of syntax, just fades away entirely. It doesn't just change a little bit. The distinction between writing the code and governing the overarching system completely dissolves. It's absolutely the end of traditional coding as we know it, fundamentally rewriting the job description.
Section 1. Beyond the terminal, a historical baseline.
The evolution we're talking about is incredibly stark. We start out with a standard terminal-based developer tool, right? It's localized, it's a tool just sitting there waiting for your command, completely restricted to a specific window on your screen. But the trajectory laid out shows a massive shift away from that. It moves toward becoming a pervasive, autonomous architectural presence. It's kind of like putting down your hammer and stepping into the control room of a fully automated factory. Claude Code isn't just a simple utility you call upon anymore. It literally becomes the very environment in which your systems operate.
Section 2. Leapfrogging the Copilot phase and bypassing the current trends. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we mean by skipping ahead. On one side, we have what's called the Copilot phase, which is characterized by mere code completion. Basically, this is where the industry largely sits right now. An AI suggests the next few lines of code, and you hit tab. Boom. Done. But the future mapped out for Claude Code leapfrogs over that entirely, landing directly on a pervasive architectural presence. It's not just a Copilot sitting in the passenger seat offering suggestions anymore. No way. It is a massive evolutionary leap, where the AI is fully integrated into the architecture itself.
Section 3. The System Governance Era. Our new destination.
Let's clearly define this shift because this is absolutely the core of our explainer today. Governing systems. This is a future paradigm where the era of mere code completion is completely bypassed and the developer's role shifts entirely to managing autonomous architecture. In this world, you are no longer laying the bricks, you are the city planner. Actually, scratch that. It's more like you're the mayor of a self-building city. Your day-to-day reality totally transforms from hunting down missing semicolons and debugging syntax errors to overseeing these incredibly complex systems that are literally writing, deploying, and maintaining themselves.
Section 4. Socio-technical friction and transition turbulence.
So the crucial point is understanding the real tension of this transition. The source material outlines what it calls Aletheia's leap, and it identifies 7 specific trajectories as we prepare for this huge shift. Before we punch through to the next level, we are basically lingering in an initial orbit. And in that orbit, we experience some serious socio-technical friction. This is the tension between human society, our established workflows, our deeply ingrained developer identities, and the brand new technical reality of a pervasive architectural presence. The technology itself might be ready to leap, but managing that friction and undergoing a structural metamorphosis is how we actually prepare to punch through to the new paradigm.
Section 5. Metamorphosis of the developer, a structural shift.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how it targets the absolute core of who you are professionally. We are talking about the structural metamorphosis of the developer identity. And that word, metamorphosis, is key here. Think of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It's a completely irreversible change in form and function. If Claude Code becomes this pervasive architectural presence, then the human must evolve into the governor of that system. Your entire identity shifts structurally from a manual creator of code to a high-level director of autonomous systems.
We've seen how the trajectory moves from a simple terminal tool, totally bypasses mere code completion, and establishes a massive autonomous presence. We've explored the socio-technical friction of this huge shift. But ultimately, this explainer leaves the ball entirely in your court. When Claude Code governs the system, how will your developer identity metamorphose? How are you going to adapt when the distinction between writing code and governing systems dissolves entirely? Take some time to really ponder your future role in the system governance era. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.